Howdy friends, Alicia Latrice here, coming to you with my transfer day video. So in today's video, it will be a quick video, and I will just be going through what my experience was like, what I did the morning before, what my protocol was prior to transfer, how, like, all the feels that I had after the transfer, and what my post-transfer instructions were. So make sure you stay tuned for more. It's transfer day. I am in the car heading to a acupuncture appointment prior to my embryo transfer. I am super excited. I couldn't sleep last night, and it was so great because I was up for 3 hours, tuned into the Brandy versus Monica versus TV challenge. I just am lost for words. I'm so anxious. I'm so excited. I'm nervous as heck, but all will be well. I will be taking you guys with me throughout the day, so talk to you soon. Hi friends, so I am at the clinic, fully prepped. I don't have my hairnet on yet, or the mask that they provide me, but I am patiently waiting to be transferred to the back area to have my baby transferred into my uterus. I just have to get on here and share with you guys that part of the patient instructions is they want you to come to the facility with a full bladder. It is safe to say that I have to go to the bathroom so bad. The pain, the cramps, like, it is so uncomfortable, and I have to go extremely bad. I just went to let the nurse know, like, hey, I'm about to explode. So she allowed me to go to the bathroom. I had to count to 6 and stop. So if anything, I think that made it so much worse. And she informed me that they'll be taking me back soon. I'm so excited, but guys, I am ready to release. But I'll be back. So day of transfer, it is safe to say I had not slept the night before. I was just so excited and so anxious that the moment was finally here. Like, all the stems and even starting the PO injections, like, I finally made it, and it was just overwhelming. I was overjoyed with all kind of emotions. I was excited, I was anxious, I was nervous. However, it was just a day to remember. I will never forget September 1st, 2020, because that's the day that has me on my current journey to motherhood now. So the morning of transfer, of course, I didn't sleep much, but I had an acupuncture appointment scheduled right before transfer. So I had that scheduled at 8 a.m. and my transfer was at 9:30. So I went to the acupuncturist just because when it comes to any type of fertility treatment or infertility, it is best recommended that acupuncture helps get the blood flowing within the body and down to the uterus area. So prior to transfer, I had started going to see an acupuncturist, and then of course I went to see the acupuncturist the day of, and it really just put me in such a zenful place, and I was at ease, and I just felt like whatever was meant to happen would happen. And at this point, honestly, it's out of your control, right? There's nothing more you can do. There's nothing more less you can do. What's meant to happen in your unique journey is what's going to happen. So I went to the acupuncturist, and it was incredible because it was so needed. Look at the little ones trying to sneak in my mom's room. Look. But it was so needed just because it helps alleviate a lot of my anxiety that I was experiencing prior to getting to the hospital. On the way to the hospital, part of my patient instructions was to arrive with a full bladder. So prior to me even getting to my acupuncturist, I probably had already drank 2 bottles of water, and then when I left the acupuncturist is when I started to drink a 16-ounce bottle of pomegranate juice. You guys know that pomegranate juice was tied to my hand all throughout this entire journey. When I was going through stems for egg retrieval, just pomegranate was like my best friend. Pomegranate and pineapple. So I had the 2 bottles of water, then I drank the 16-ounce pomegranate juice, and then I had another bottle of water just because I wanted to make sure that my bladder was full enough for the transfer, because of course they do the ultrasound to check prior to make sure you have enough fluids before they conduct the transfer. Oh my goodness. I was miserable. I actually drank way too much, and it was like the worst feeling I ever had. It wasn't your normal, oh, I gotta pee, I gotta pee, I gotta pee. It was, I am dying. I can't stand up straight. I was hunched over. I literally was on the verge of tears because of how bad I needed to go to the restroom. So I'm actually going to show you guys 4 different clips of my best friend recording me while I was awaiting for the transfer, because she was so tickled that I just was losing it. I hurt so bad. I hurt so bad. So, mind you, in the midst of me really having to go to the bathroom, it had gotten to the point where I was like, I can't do it. Like, this is uncomfortable. It shouldn't feel like this. I need to go to the restroom. So the nurse who was assisting me the day of my transfer, I called her into the room like, hey, I really have to go to the bathroom. Can I at least let some of it out and not all of it? So she had me to count to 6 Mississippis and then stop. Oh, if anything, that made it worse. Oh my goodness. I was in the restroom cringing because I was like, oh, these 6 Mississippis isn't it. Like, if anything, it made it worse. So I go back into my waiting room and the shit show continues because I'm like pacing back and forth. I'm going in circles. I'm literally hunched over. Like, if I was to stand up straight, it hurt so bad. So I was standing up but hunched over, or I would lay in the bed and get on my hands and knees and I was hunched over. Oh God, I just hope I never have to go through. I will never overdrink again. If anything, I'll underdrink and have them give me, you know, little sips of water here and there in time where I need to be. But oh my goodness. So I think I drank too much water. I can stand up straight. Oh, please. Like an extremely little bladder now. See if I can just go a little bit.
Go like 6. Count to 6 seconds worth. Okay, stop it.
Welcome back, guys. So those are the little clips that my best friend took of me when we were inside the waiting room waiting for transfer. And again, you guys see I was pacing. I was losing my mind. I was like, what is happening? Like, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't work. So we get into the operating room where the transfer was to be conducted, and the nurse did an ultrasound to check my bladder to make sure that my bladder was full. And the moment she did, she was like, oh gosh, I need you to go to the bathroom again. Your bladder is overly full. I was like, I knew something was wrong. So we did this 3 times before my transfer. So I went to the restroom like she recommended. She said this time count to 12 and then stop. So I did that. I go back. I call her Wanda, but she puts the vaginal wands back in to check my bladder, and of course it's still full. So went back to the restroom, counted to 12 again. Nope, no, she didn't give me the green flag, so she sent me back to the restroom. And then finally, after sending me to the restroom for the 3rd time, my bladder was in a better place. I was no longer uncomfortable, and it was bearable. I was just so ready for the M baby to be inserted into my uterus because I was so ready to go to the restroom afterwards. So finally, we waited. She called the doctor. Alicia is good to go. So my doctor came down and she just got herself prepared. The embryologist came to show me the embryo to make sure my name matched my armband and all was good. However, when I first got to the hospital, I got to tell you guys this. When I first got to the hospital, they didn't have the embryo unfrozen. So they had to, while I was waiting in my waiting room, the embryo was unthawing. So we did that with the embryologist. Everything was good. And so she used and guys, this doesn't hurt at all. All she did was like kind of do the insertion as though you're about to get a pap smear done, and then use this this microscopic tool to guide her to my uterus. And I watched on the ultrasound screen, and so once she was in the right area where she wanted to place the embryo, I then could see the embryo shoot from the catheter into my uterus, and it was just overwhelming. Unfortunately, I couldn't have my phone inside the operating room, but it was just like a sigh of relief. Like, yes, look at my little baby in there. And I'm like, stick, baby, stick. So after that, and after she did that, she removed the catheter and gave it to the embryologist to double check to make sure that the embryo was not still within the catheter, just because with just your eyesight, you're unable to see it, and it would have to be through a microscope. So all was good there, and I pretty much just wanted to hug her so much, but you guys know we're in the times of COVID. So I was so thankful, and I instantly ran to the restroom prior to going to my waiting room to await further instructions. So I'm back in my waiting room. I'm fully dressed. I'm just waiting for, oh, excuse me. I am having the worst heartburn, guys. Pregnancy heartburn is death. It literally will stop you in your tracks. And mind you, all I have done, it's real early in the morning. It's about 8:47, and all I've done was take my prenatals and I sipped it with some white grape juice, and oh my goodness, it just, my chest and my stomach is just on fire. Okay, so where was I? So I was back in my waiting room waiting for the nurse to come in and give me my instructions. So of course I'm just like taking pictures of this little beauty and posting my embryo online as I patiently waited. And she came in with the instructions. And guys, the instructions for me, again, it differs depending on the doctor you use, depending on the clinic that you use. But for my doctor, the instructions were not strict whatsoever. It was no bath, no pool, no hot tub. It was no sex for 48 hours. It was no strenuous activities for 48 hours. So strenuous for me was like kind of no lifting the toddlers, no lifting heavy items, and I didn't work out for 2 days. However, day 3 onward, it's back to normal. Whatever your normal routine, whether it was chasing toddlers, whether it was picking toddlers up, whether it was working out, I was good to continue with my normal day-to-day, and that's exactly what I did. So after transfer, honestly, I went to the mall and walked around. Like, I didn't make myself a couch potato. I didn't just kind of put myself just in my bed like I was immobile. we went to the mall, walked around, ran some errands. Of course, I got my Lucky McDonald fries that I was eating on as we did all of this, and I felt pretty normal. I felt okay. I was just, of course, I had butterflies in my stomach because I was so excited. But finally, when I did go home, I laid on the sofa and watched tons of Netflix, and the next day I did the same thing. However, I made sure to be up and be walking at least every hour on the hour. I even went to the park on day 2 just to get my light activity started. And so with that, my clinic, some clinics allow you to come in on day 10 to get your first beta. So I had to wait the entire 14 days, which we call also the 2-week wait, before I had my first beta, which is the blood work conducted to test your HCG levels to see where you're at, if it's within a pregnancy range, and if it doubles within 48 hours. So the next video that I will be posting for you guys will go into detail about what my symptoms were for those 2 weeks, and I'll do it kind of like a day over day. This was my symptom between day 0, you know, day 1 and day 3, and so forth like that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to see how transfer day went with me. I hope you guys didn't laugh at me too badly on those clips where I posted and really needed to go to the restroom because it was brutal. So next week, as committed, I will be posting what my 2-week wait, how my 2-week wait went, what were some of the emotions I felt, what were some of the symptoms, because the biggest question I've been receiving on Instagram is, what were your symptoms? What did they feel like? I feel normal, or this is happening and that is happening. But please bear in mind that everyone's journey is so unique. Some symptoms I may have that you may not experience, as well as vice versa. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn the hit the notification bell. I'm not even gonna redo it. Hit the notification bell to make sure you are alerted every time I post a new video. And until next time, I will see you lovely people next week.